Namaskaram to all viewers of Jyotirmark. Dear viewers, in the last episode of our rendering, we saw how King Drupada of Uttarapanchala was taken captive by the Pandava princes Arjun and Bhim. Now let's continue. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayed harihi Om. Arjun brought Drupada, the king of Uttarapanchala, and offered him as Guru Dakshina to Dronacharya. Drupada stood in front of Drona, deprived of his kingdom, self-respect and wealth, whereupon Drona addressed him like this. O Drupada, once you told me that a king will have friendship only with other kings and not with commoners. Because of that only, I went this far to be in equal terms with you. I still cherish those sweet memories of our childhood when we spent time together learning under Rishi Agnivesha. If it is acceptable to you, we shall continue like that in future also. O king, you don't need to be afraid of your life. I am very cool, kind and patient. So here is my proposal for you. You may still rule half of the kingdom on the south of river Bhagirathi, and I shall rule the other half which lies on the north of Bhagirathi. If you are comfortable with this, we can live in peace and be friends as before. To these words of Drona, Drupada replied like this. O Brahmin, your words match the nobility of your heart and the greatness of your might and strength. I wish to be your friend like before, with love and peace prevailing between us. Thereupon, Drona untied him and tried his best to make Drupada feel better with his hospitality and then sent him back to his palace. Thereafter, Drupada lived with feelings of shame and regret in the city of Kampilya in the province of Magandhi, situated in the southern banks of Ganga river. And now, Drupada was convinced that the might of the Kshatriya can never match the spiritual strength of the Brahmin. Thereafter, Drupada started wandering all over the earth looking for the means to obtain a son who will be able to vanquish the might and strength of the Brahmin. During this time, Drona ruled the North Panchala territory of Ahitchhatra, which was very prosperous, consisting of several crowded towns and cities with best of cattle, agriculture and farming. 1 year later, Drona summoned Arjun and reminded him about the invincible weapon by name Brahmashiras, which Arjun had received from Drona during his training period. Now Drona asked Arjun to give his Guru Dakshina for this weapon, and Arjun's promise that whatever Drona asked, he will give it. Then Guru Drona asked Arjun to promise that if one day he fought with Arjun, Arjun will fight him back, and then Arjun promised to do like that. During this time, King Dhrutharashtra appointed Yudhishtira, the eldest of the Pandava princes, as the heir apparent or the Yuv Raj of the Kuru Kingdom. Very soon, Yudhishtira's name and fame got spread far and wide for his in-depth knowledge of Dharma and Shastra, vision, fairness, truthfulness, kindness and several other qualities. Meanwhile, Bhim got trained by Balarama in fighting with the mace, duel and in all other weapons also. Arjun also sharpened his abilities and expertise in all areas of warfare and especially in his skill and proficiency in archery. Nakula utilized his time in learning from Devguru Brihaspati all dharmas and shastras. And Sahadeva got trained by Guru Drona and received the title of Adhiratha, meaning a rath or chariot mounted warrior capable of fighting against 60,000 opponents and winning over them. During this period, there was a king by name Sauvira who had performed a yag continuously for 3 years while resisting the attack of the Gandharvas on the other side. And there was a Yavana king whom even Maharaja Pandu had found it impossible to defeat. Arjun defeated both these kings and added their territories to the Kuru Kingdom. Then he also defeated King Vipula and King Dattamitra, who were both raising threats to the Kuru Kingdom. Bhim and Arjun, fighting together from one chariot, faced the kings of the east who had a combined strength of 10,000 chariots and defeated them all. Thereafter, Bhim and Arjun, without the backup or support of any army, fought the kings of the south, west, and the north also. Meanwhile, they dispatched unlimited quantity of gold and other wealth to Hasthinapur. Together, they extended the territories of the Kuru Kingdom and also made it richer day by day with endless wealth seized from those kings and kingdoms. Listening to the praises being showered on the Pandavas by the citizens, instead of being proud and happy, all on a sudden the blind king Dhrutharashtra's mind and intellect were filled with poison. And very soon that old king became very much displeased with the Pandavas, and thereafter he lost his sleep and appetite. Then one day, Dhrutharashtra summoned one of his ministers named Kanika, who was well versed in all dharmas and shastras, and made him very happy with precious gifts and presents, and then spoke to him like this. Hey Kanika, just like the Pandavas are becoming more and more famous and invincible day by day, my jealousy is also growing in an uncontrollable manner. Should I pretend to love them and keep them here, or should I get them separated? You tell me what is good for me, and I shall act accordingly. Kanika knew that the enmity between Duryodhana and Bhim and Karna and Arjun was never going to end. So he gave a very long and clever advice to that old king, who was now blind internally and externally. Kanika explained in detail how to deal with enemies and how to get rid of them and destroy them in a very diplomatic manner. After listening to Kanika, that king, whose mind was not based on the path of dharma anymore, made plans in his mind and waited patiently for the right time and opportunity. Dear viewers, here ends this chapter of our rendering of Rishi Vedavyasa's timeless epic Mahabharata. Harihi Om.